An interesting feature of Western Ghat is an orographic rainfall. An orographic rainfall is caused when the range of mountains intercepts rain bearing monsoon winds. The Western Ghats intercepts the westerly monsoon winds, forcing these winds to deposit most of the rain in the windward side, which is the western side. Therefore, the area of the Deccan Plateau to the east of the Ghats receives very little rainfall. The Western Ghats are known in different regions by different names. For example, people in Maharashtra refer to the Western Ghat as the Konkan coast, while those in Kerala refer to them as the Malabar coast. One of the distinct features of Peninsular Plateau is the black soil are known as Deccan Trap. The Deccan Trap is of volcanic origin. Did you know? The volcanic beds of the Deccan Plateau were formed in the massive Deccan Traps eruptions about 66 million years ago. The igneous rocks found in this region clearly indicates the volcanic origin of the Deccan Plateau. Now let's talk about Indian desert, that is Thar Desert. Like other hot deserts, the Great Indian Desert is a rolling sandy plain covered by sand dunes. Most of these are crescent shaped sand dunes, that is look like half moon, called barkans. If you go to Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, you will be able to see a lot of barkans. However, as you go near the Indo-Pakistan boundaries, you will see a more amount of longitudinal dunes. Do you know? Longitudinal dunes is also called as saf dunes. Saf dunes are developed from barkans if a change of wind direction occurs. The rainfall in this region is quite low, below 150 mm per year. The arid climate is not suitable for plants to grow. Therefore, the vegetation cover in this region is very less. During the rainy season, though some streams do appear, however, the streams do not have enough water to reach to the sea. So, soon after the rainy season, they disappear slowly into the sand again. The only exception is the river Luni, which is the large river. Let's go back to the Peninsular Plateau. As you can see, beyond the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, the plateau is bordered by narrow coastal strips. The western strips run along the Arabian Sea, while the eastern strip is along the Bay of Bengal. As you can see, the western coast is a narrow plain. This plain is divided into three sections, that is Konkan, Kannad and Malabar. Konkan, Kannad and Malabar coast. Konkan lies in the northern part of the coast. the beaches that form the tourist attraction in Mumbai and Goa are part of the Konkan coast. The Kannad plain refers to the central part of the western coast, and right down in the south is Malabar coast. Unlike the western coast, the eastern coast, which runs along the Bay of Bengal, this place is wide and level stretches like the western coast. The eastern coast also has different local names. For example, in the northern parts, people refer to this coastal area as Northern Circus. On the other hand, people in the south call it the Coromandel coast. Let's take a look at the water bodies in this coast. You can see large rivers such as Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, and the Kaveri. These rivers have formed a wide delta in the coast. Along the eastern coast is the lake Chilika. This lake is said to be the largest salt water lake in India. It is located in Orissa to the south of the Mahanadi Delta. So far, we have covered all the physical features on the mainland of India. Moving off the mainland, the country consists two group of islands or archipelagos, the Lakshadweep Islands group and Andaman Nicobar Islands. If you examine the Malabar coast of Kerala closely, like close to the coast are the Lakshadweep Islands. This group is famous for the variety of flora, that is plants, and fauna animals, that is aquatic animals. One of the inhabited islands of this group, the Piti Island, has a bird sanctuary. Apart from that, the group overall consists of small coral islands. The name comes from the beautiful coral reefs that are popular to the tourist attractions. Corals are the microscopic organisms which have short lifespan. They flourish in shallow and warm waters and they live in coral colonies. There are three main kinds of reefs: barrier reef, fringing reef, and atolls. Before 1973, the Lakshadweep Islands were known as Lakadweep, Minicoy, and Amindev. The area of Lakshadweep is 32 square kilometers. The Kavaratti Island is the capital city of Lakshadweep and administrative headquarters. Let's move on to the second groups of island which is located on the eastern side of the peninsula, that is Andaman Nicobar Islands. It is a long chain of islands extending from north to the south, located in the Bay of Bengal. There are numerous scattered islands in the long chain. Most of them are bigger in size than those in the Lakshadweep Islands. The entire group of islands is divided into the two broad categories. The northern islands are called the Andaman and the southern islands are called the Nicobar. Do you know the Andaman Islands and the Nicobar Islands are separated by 10-degree north parallel lines? It is said that these islands are the elevated parts of a submarine mountain chain. As you can see from the map, this chain separates the Bay of Bengal from the Andaman Sea. This island group are the great strategic importance of the country. These islands lie close to the equator. The equatorial climate have resulted in a thick forest cover. Thus, like the Lakshadweep Islands, these islands display great diversity of flora and fauna. The most interesting feature of the Andaman Nicobar Island is the active volcano. This volcano is located on the barren island. Each physiographic unit of the India complements the others by providing valuable natural resources to the country. So here we have finished with this chapter. Thank you.